Alrighty, if you didn't watch the first episode of this series, to quickly summarize, Milbury is burning this team to the ground. Fun fact, he was the GM for 11 years. So far, we only covered 5.
He's a dog.
So onto the 2000 draft, the New York Islanders were on a 6-year playoff drought and counting. However, the Islanders had a 1st overall pick and a 5th overall pick for the 2000 draft for being terrible, but hey, the future looks bright. With the 1st overall pick, it was the moment of truth. A Joe Thornton, the next Mario Lemieux? Nah, he chose a goalie named Rick DiPietro, who was actually pretty good before his downfall, and I'll come back to him later. And instead of DiPietro, Milbury could have chosen Danny Heatley, who is a living meme today, but he used to have an amazing scoring touch back in the day, and Marian Gaborik, who is currently having one hell of a career right now. For the 5th overall pick, Mike Milbury chose Raffi Torres. But come on guys, let's keep an optimistic mind here, eh? Maybe it was a weak draft and there was no recognizable names after Torres. Number 6 was Scott Hartnell. Moving along, once again, the 2001 season comes and goes, and the Islanders didn't make the playoffs. And after giving away prospects for more than half a decade, this guy still hasn't learned anything. In order to end the current playoff drought, Milbury trades more assets. And by assets, I mean more prospects. He's trading more prospects. In the 2001 offseason, the Islanders acquired a 28-year-old center Alexei Yashin, who at the time was consistently producing 70-point seasons and was with no doubt an offensive star in the league. He also had a terrible attitude problem and just sat out the season with Ottawa because he didn't like his contract. Yup, the player that Milbury got abandoned his fans and teammates for more money because the contract that he agreed to with his own signature, Yashin just didn't like it anymore because he changed his mind. I guess being the highest paid player on the team was just not good enough for him. But here's where it really hurts. The Ottawa Senators acquire a 24-year-old defenseman, Zdeno Chara, who has been a part of Boston's core for many years and eventually won a Stanley Cup. Chara is 3rd in all-time points category by a Bruin defenseman today. And Milbury traded his 2nd overall draft pick that ended up being Jason Spezza, who is almost having a point-a-game career and is 2nd in all-time points category by an Ottawa player today. I mean, this is classic Milbury right here. The team is one of the worst in the league, but they get a 2nd overall pick out of the dreadful season, and then Milbury just trades it away. Like, come on, guy. But then Mike Milbury thought it was a great idea to give Alexei Yashin a 10-year, $87.5 million contract, the biggest contract in the NHL of that time period. I mean, yeah, just give the piss-poor attitude player a 10-year contract. See what happens. But the 2003 offseason comes along, and the Islanders actually do make the playoffs 2 years in a row. Both of them first-round exits, but it's an improvement. No, but honestly, at this point, who the fuck cares?
Minutes into the 3rd period.
Now, the first 3 games, the Islanders outshot Tampa Bay in each game. And in this one, 27-14, the shots.
Then onto the 2003 draft, the deepest draft in NHL history. Milbury does it again.
Cheers.
The Islanders draft Robert Nilsson at the 15th spot. Robert, I mean, his points per game isn't too bad, but he just could not adjust to the NHL ice. He's one of those. With his 15th pick, Milbury could have chosen Zach Parise, Ryan Getzlaf, Brent Burns, and so on. I mean, yeah, not every team cashed out on the 2003 draft, but I think it's just funny how it's been 8 years since Milbury was hired and he's still ruining the Islanders. I mean, funny as in who you ask, but nevertheless.
Mike Milbury's been accused of not drafting very well sometimes the last 10 years, but here's a look at his 4 first-round picks from last year.
Fast forward to 2006, Milbury gave Rick DiPietro a 15-year, $67.8 million contract, the longest term in the NHL after Yashin's, that Milbury also gave. But to be fair, DiPietro was a good goalie in the league, and he also carried a terrible team to the playoffs. Unfortunately, because of concussions, hip, groin, hernia, and knee-related injuries, his career was ruined. And the Islanders eventually bought him out in 2013. Good news for DiPietro is that he is currently getting paid $1.5 million per year, just by doing nothing until the year 2029. Then Milbury stepped down from his GM position and became the senior vice president, so he got a pretty juicy raise for all of his success. Last but not least, 34-year-old Alexei Yashin was bought out because, as it turns out, he's not worth $7.6 million per year. But I guess that's what happens when you give a 29-year-old a 10-year contract. Yashin's contract was fully paid in 2015. But look on the bright side, Islander fans. After all the turmoil and struggle, you landed your future Hall of Famer John Tavares. So everything is good. Well, maybe not everything, but better. Hey guys, so other hockey YouTubers and I created a really cool Discord server where we talk about anything from relationship breakups or to how amazing the Coyotes are or whatever this chat is about. Click, and let's just talk, yeah? Because interacting with all of you guys is absolutely my favorite part about making YouTube videos. So make this mama happy and I'll see you guys there.